Indeed. Good morning. The Justice Department has confirmed that Chris Honey's killer, Yanis Wallace, began parole on Wednesday. He was discharged from hospital earlier and will serve 2 years under community corrections in line with his parole conditions. Wallace was stabbed by a fellow inmate last week following his parole being granted. He has been in jail since 1993 for the murder of the South African Communist Party leader Chris Hani. The Department of Corrections says that more information will be provided by the Minister's office. Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi also commented on Wallace's release. He said Wallace must rot and must not think that he'll enjoy life. It's a sad day to those who know who Chris Hani was, who will know that the murderer does not deserve to be out of prison. But if a decision is taken by the court, we respect that, he said. Lesufi said they were disappointed. Wherever he goes, he must know he's a loser. There's nothing heroic about him. 22 minutes now after 9 a.m. The Economic Freedom Fighters said that it was on a mission to uproot racism in Cape Town. Party members picketed outside the popular Bree Street bar, Hank's Old Irish, on Tuesday after an alleged racist incident recently came to light. It claimed that a black patron who was told he could not enter the bar unless he was accompanied by a white person. EFF members put up placards at the pub, which was shut, and calling an end for the racism. EFF regional spokesperson or chairperson Unathi Ntame said that they would return to confront the owner. You know why we are here. We want to tell every person of Cape Town, if you are experiencing the same issue that we have experienced in this pub, if you're a worker in that archaic restaurant, in the restaurant in this street, please come to our office. Ntame said it was disappointing that Cape Town authorities had not said anything to condemn the racist incident. Where's JP Smith? Where's our mayor? Where's Goko Helen Ziller? Why are they all quiet, they said. Racism shows its head in Cape Town. Why are they so quiet, they said. Why are they happy about the conduct of racists in the Cape Town? Now, the party said it would keep coming to Old Hank's bar until they met with the owner of the bar and got an explanation from the horse's mouth. As President Cyril Ramaphosa backers mounted a fierce defense for his political life on Monday, the Sudanese businessman who paid loads of dollars at his Pala Pala farm enjoying the Japan versus Croatia FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The Dubai-based mogul Mustafa Mohammed Ibrahim Hazim is married to a South African-born former bank worker and animal lover Bianca O'Donoghue, his second wife. Owner of the football club Al Merrikh Football Club, soccer club in fact, and funder of the Sudanese army, Hazim was thrust into the spotlight this week when the Sky News reported that he claimed not to have known that the Pala Pala farm, to which he paid dollars in cash, is actually owned by President Cyril Ramaphosa. His wife's Instagram page shows the former Durbanite lives in a lavish Gucci and Prada lifestyle on the expensive clothes, bags, and other accessories. On Tuesday, he posted a cryptic Arabic message, which Google translated as if you are condemned from imperfection, it is my testimony that I am perfect. A newly approved legislation that criminalizes extramarital sex in Indonesia has caused concern worldwide, with many governments worried for their citizens who frequent the country for tourism. The newly ratified criminal code consists of 37 chapters and 624 articles. It will come into force at least 3 years from the date of passage in 2025. The code awaits the president's approval. Along with punishing sex and cohabitation outside of marriage in jail terms, the code also outlaws defamation of the president and the state's institutions and expands the definition of blasphemy. It applies to everyone. There's also concern about it affecting foreign tourists. Indonesia is a major tourist attraction, with its resorts inside the island of Bali, attracting over 6 million visitors in 2019, right before the pandemic. Most tourists hail from neighboring Australia. Now, the Australian government said it was seeking further clarity on the new law, stressing that there was time for this, as it would not come into force for at least 3 years. Without fanfare or making exaggerated promises, it can't guarantee Rise Mzansi, a new political movement, is taking shape after months of conversations and controversy between activists led by the Rivonia Circle. Rise Mzansi has a bold ambition to reshape South African politics within a decade by combining local mobilization aimed at lifting communities up with winning electoral power through a ballot box in 2024. At the moment, Rise Mzansi is as much a vision born of necessity and declaration taken by activists on how to achieve. It is a tangible organization. However, it comes after a year in which the Rivonia Circle says it has taken a temperature of South Africa's democracy and, after careful listening, identified what needs to be done to rescue it. Part of the solution, it says, is an independent, ethical civil society movement to be prepared to contest for the power of the ballot box. Pointing to the deepening trend to not voting, the turnout in 2019 general election dropped to 66% from 73%. Voters remain politically interested in that they are just not being engaged in a manner of over which the issues that they prefer. Existing political parties are not actively listening to voters. Their actions and positioning miss out wherever voters are. So it continues that whatever people make a decision on and people choose to do, they have a right to do so. So Pumzile Van Dam says she can marry whoever she pleases. Van Dam is defending, of course, Palatzi's marriage to Action SA's Malada. Palatzi married Malada at the weekend. Pictures of the newlyweds trended on social media and drew mixed reactions from many people. The marriage reportedly sparked tension within the DA caucus, with some members seeing it as a betrayal. Speaking to the IOL, the DA Federal Council Chair, Helen Ziller, said Palatzi told her she had a pastoral blessing over the weekend and not a wedding. She said Palatzi said the wedding would be held in March next year. It is private life, and I do not want to comment on what people do in their private lives. I wish them the greatest happiness together, said Ziller. Van Dam said Palatzi's marriage was not the business of the DA caucus. Good Lord, how is Mpho's wedding or pastoral blessing anyone's business? I see a story that says the caucus is upset because they say it is a betrayal. She can, however, marry whoever she pleases. Ntaga Chifaro and Malada had paid Lobola for her last year. However, Malada says that he never paid Lobola but had given Chifaro's family Ivula Mlomo, which is the icebreaker between families, the bride and the groom-to-be. 29 after 9 as we continue. The employees occupying at least four floors in the building situated at 75 Helen Joseph Street in the city center were ordered to leave their offices during working hours. This comes amid the financial crisis that has plagued the DA multi-party government, with multiple attempts at getting council approval of 2 billion rand loan fix the cash flow mismatches. An employee at the Revenue Services Department said that the eviction was abruptly communicated by the operational managers. They told us the city has not been paying rent for 8 months or so, and that the landlord started to switch off electricity supplies on Tuesday. Staff Representative Karabo Ramahuma said the eviction was likely to have an adverse effect on service delivery. Jonathan Kabazela Fairbairn shares some of the videos that went viral. In a video, it's a normal day in the shop with a security guard armed with a gun, but he storms off immediately after a customer wearing a red shirt enters the outlet. The man in question seems shocked as everyone starts to run out of the shop after mistaking him for a gangster. I saw that video, and initially I thought, because I saw the security guard running away, I immediately thought this guy was there to rob the place. I guess that's what perceptions can do, because the guy was just walking inside the shop like anybody else, coming to get his groceries or whatever he was there to buy. He was definitely not there to do a cash in transit heist. The Congress of South African Trade Unions, COSATU, said it wasn't backing any particular candidate in the race for the president of the African National Congress, including Cyril Ramaphosa. This comes in light of the ANC's 55th National Elective Conference set to take place at Nasrec Expo Center. COSATU denied media reports claiming that it endorsed Ramaphosa for a second term. The Trade Union Federation said it had not given anyone a stamp of approval yet. Instead, said COSATU, when the time comes, the conference, they've consciously decided to remain neutral on the issues of leadership and to rather focus on policy outcomes and organizational resolutions. COSATU maintained that they won't be campaigning for anyone, but will support whoever is elected. Former National Police Commissioner Khumutso Phahlane and his co-accused in the iView integrated systems will return to court in March 2023. The authorities caught Phahlane and 5 others, including 3 former and current high-profile police officials, in September. They were arrested on charges of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and contravening the Public Finance Management Act. This was in connection with the 54 million rand worth of dodgy police tenders for the social media monitoring software and telephonic encryption services. Investigating Directorate spokesperson Sindisiwe Siboka said that this case was postponed until March next year. Amid the confusion, anger, and anxiety caused by the Phala saga, there is someone who is likely to emerge politically strengthened. Paul Mashatile is a strong bet for deputy president and for the country's next president. The only question up in the air is when exactly he takes South Africa's reins. David Didi Mabuza's recent history is a cautionary tale for those who lust after a top job for the ANC. 5 years ago, the ANC's elective conference, Mabuza's emergence as deputy president was greeted by a very bad news in many circles. In terms of ANC custom, it was pointed out that it automatically put Mabuza in pole position to be Cyril Ramaphosa's successor. South Africa should brace itself for President Mabuza. Yet, just days away from the ANC's national conference, Mabuza is a spent force. In political terms, he is dead in the water, weakened by mysterious recurring illness, persistent rumors of massive corruption, and his removal from provincial politics in which he amassed his fiefdom. Finally, and further afield, the World Cup has brought the traditional share of strong emotions and footage of supporters from different nationalities coming together to celebrate unprecedented feats at the biggest football tournament. FIFA President Infantino praised the group and a historic knockout phase. Put very simply and very clearly, this has been the best group stage of a World Cup ever. So it's promising for the remainder of the World Cup, but the matches have to be great. Great quality and the great, beautiful stadiums. We knew that they already, however, as well as the public who was there, who was incredible. Over 51,000 on average, breaking record TV figures. We already have over 2 billion viewers, which is really incredible. Speaking in Qatar on Wednesday, Infantino looked ahead to the final phase of the World Cup campaign.
This is KNR. Radio according to you.